James actually helped me scape a tank in a TV studio.
Oh yeah,
Remember that?
What was that called?
Hi everyone, I'm George and it's really cool to be at my really good friend's house. James, thanks for inviting me down, mate.
Welcome.
Welcome to a new episode of Meet the Scaper. Me and James go way back. We'll tell our story. It's really cool and we'll talk about this awesome scape as well. Hope you enjoy the video. If you do, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, enjoy the film. Leave me a comment. What do you like most about this scape? So, James, thanks again for inviting me.
Always welcome, George.
We've known each other, God, I just spotted your Millennium Falcon.
That's the ultimate collector's edition.
Oh my God.
Me and Josh built it over the summer. It was a
Sorry,
quite
I
a
just got
project.
massively distracted. God, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was a long build.
Yeah, I bet. How many
Good fun.
pieces?
7,500 pieces. Biggest Lego set to date.
I'd swear then, but it's not appropriate for the channel.
No.
How long have we known each other? 2007, 8?
It's got to be, isn't it? Yeah. Some more. 12 years then.
So yeah, I mean, we first met at the Festival of Fish Keeping.
Yeah, on Hailing Island. Yeah.
I think I've got an old photo of us actually.
Oh wow, okay.
I think you were relatively skinny then. I was probably fatter. Yeah, those were fun days.
They were indeed.
Yeah, and we've stayed in touch throughout the years. For those that don't know, just sort of tell a little bit about yourself and your background in aquascaping.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I've been a fish keeper since I was about 6 years old. My granddad owned a pet and aquarium shop in the East End of London. Kind of introduced me to the hobby.
Okay.
I've been into it ever since. I saw a tank full of neon tetras, age 6, and that was it. I just wanted to keep fish.
Yeah.
And mostly I've had a fish tank since then. I've had a couple of years out of the hobby for various reasons. Going to college, didn't have a fish tank to begin with. And then, kind of got into proper aquascaping after a 2-year break. I fitted the kitchen, got rid of a 3x2x2 foot tank that I had down there.
Okay.
And then I couldn't afford the plants because at the time I wasn't growing plants. I figured go small. And I saw one of your tanks in PFKs. I've always been an avid reader of PFK.
Yeah.
It was a 12x8, I think. With
that was my first ever nano scape, Iwagumi, like his hands on Iwagumi.
Yeah, it was like, I think...
so PFK, for those that don't know, Practical Fish Keeping magazine. Yeah, so it had... I think they're kabutai. They reclassified.
It was, raspberries,
probably a little bit too small for them in hindsight.
But I did standard shift, don't they? I suppose we learn more as we go along. But,
so you saw this and then...
Yeah, bought my first pressurised CO2 kit.
Yeah.
Suddenly I could grow plants.
Yeah.
Never really looked back.
That's cool. Because I think you were actually aquascaping in terms of planting tanks before I was. Because you showed me I think you showed me some old discus photos and stuff.
Yeah, I did have planted discus tank. Mostly sort of Java ferns, Nubia stuff that doesn't have a high sort of demand for CO2 and high nutrient levels. Using simple ferts like sort of the tetra fertilizer. It was API green leaves back then was the one.
It's just literally got iron and potassium in, isn't it? I think.
And I had a number of sort of tiger barb, Java fern tanks and things like that. Yeah, so I mean, I always tried to create. There was always an aspect of creating an environment rather than just keeping the fish.
So. Yeah. We go way back, and you've had various features in Practical Fish Keeping magazine over the years, as have I. And I think personally, James is one of the best scapers in the UK. He's got a very distinctive style, and you'll know what I mean. I'll overlay some images for the guys that are watching right now, but very, well, I wouldn't say ornamental, but very kind of distinct, structured layouts. And I think in my opinion, your style is not kind of diorama, but there's definitely an influence of the outdoors in your aquascapes.
Yeah, I definitely try and simplify what I see to some extent. So that I'd say my scapes are probably more regimented than the standard sort of nature aquarium style would. I don't tend to let the plants mix a lot. I like very clear, defined edges. I like form probably more than texture or colour.
Okay.
And so I like quite crisp, defined edges. So I do tend to scape in that kind of realm.
One of my favourites that you've done, one of the kind of what I regard as a classic, was it from Devon? What are they called? The door?
Oh, it's Dorset, Durden's Door.
Durden's Door.
Yeah.
So that was like almost a copy of that scene, which I worked really well. And that was a nano, wasn't it?
It was a 14-inch tank, I think. Yeah.
And your kind of, let's talk about your kind of approach to the technical aspects of growing tanks. So you tend to do quite high energy.
Yeah.
Or you did do. So lots of light, lots of CO2, lots of fertilisers.
Yeah, I tend to go very high light. Of kind of the stuff that I read in the Takashi books, the lighting levels was the bit that I really absorbed. I just find, particularly with the style that I use, of having those very crisp edges, I can get the plants to grow incredibly dense.
Really compact.
Yeah.
There's a top tip for you guys. If you want really compact, super like neat growth like we can see in here, then you need more light. But with more light comes, you need to balance out with more CO2, more nutrients, more water changes, you get more wastes. It's just harder to manage.
Yeah.
So don't just go sticking loads of light over your tank because we'll run into problems if you don't balance it out with the other things.
Absolutely right, yeah. You've got to get used to getting that CO2 to be as close to 30 ppm when the lights come on as possible. You've got to learn your ramp up times. So, if you've got a lot of fast growing plants, maybe the CO2 will come on 3 hours before and ramp up at a high bubble rate. If you've got slower growing plants, so maybe like 5-6 hours before, but at a slightly lower bubble rate, so that it ramps up more slowly, and then it plateaus at the point when the lights come on and maintains that. You've got to get the absorption rate in tune with that.
It's a balancing act, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So let's talk about this beauty. So is this a custom build? It looks custom.
It is, yeah. I had a good look round. Not a lot of people building minimal silicon with Opti-White or low iron glass. So it was NACD Aquariums were the only place I could find.
Where are they based?
I'm not sure exactly. I think they're in the kind of London area. I'm not far outside. Yeah, I'm really happy with the workmanship. It's really good. The silicon's
very minimal.
It is.
Yeah. Nearly as good as the Aquascaper.
Of course, you have to say it. So it's good. It's a tank, 10mm glass for child safety because
So you've got a little boy, Josh, and let's go back to he influenced your aquascaping style, didn't he? So you had to change your
a lot of I used to love my old ADA setup, the open top tank, so you had that easy access to prune plants ad hoc as and when it's necessary, suspended lighting, glassware. None of that's really possible. He's very active. This is the main room that he has to play in. In London, properties are small. He likes to throw things around. I don't want to stop him playing, so open top tanks out for a start. So I've gone for as low profile a hood as I can, and I've laser cut myself a cover, which I've fitted.
So you made this yourself, this hood?
Yeah. I'm lucky enough at work to have a laser cutter. So
what do you do? Tell everyone what you do.
I'm a design technology teacher
for school. Like sixth form, right?
Yeah, mostly sixth form, a little bit of sort of fifth form teaching. Mostly I manage the projects that the kids do. So
you have access to really cool materials and 3D printing and stuff. Yeah. That's awesome. So let's talk about the actual setup. So what lighting are you running?
Okay, so we've got 3 Kessel 880s at equal intervals across the front. We've got some little laser cut hatches so you can get to the...
Cool, is that all made by yourself?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So you can get to the intensity and the spectrum dials that are underneath.
Wow, that's really neat.
And they didn't, because it's such a low profile hood, I didn't quite have the space to get the spread. So at the back we're running a JBL Solar Nature LED lamp.
Okay.
Which is it's a really bright lamp for the money. I'm really impressed with it. It's really I think it's under £200 for the one for an 85cm tank like this. I think
it's about 37 watts, is it?
It's 37 watts, but it's got a really high efficiency. The output for 37 watts. It's only on 2/3 brightness.
Wow. And what wattage are the A80s?
They're 15 each.
So you've got 45 altogether plus the 37.
Yeah, running at about 2/3 to 3/4 of brightness.
So you're running about 70 watts of LED.
Yeah.
Which is bright.
It is bright. Yeah. It's very bright. Yeah.
It's like two twin star 600Es over it. Basically the same sort of power. Yeah. But it's doing the job, mate.
It seems to be.
The super compact growth. got a real nice blend of textures and colour there with the Rotalis and the Ludwigia. I love this. Volbitis, Anubius. This is nice as Hydrocotyle.
Yeah, it's got
Gruffalopinita feeder. I love this. This is probably my favourite, the Pogoston and Hellfairy. I've never seen it so neat.
Yeah, it's growing really, really dense. Yeah, I've not grown it like this before.
And then I wonder if anyone at home can guess what this is. Because at first impression, you're probably thinking, oh, it's glossate, it's got a little bit leggy. But it's actually Marcellea crenata. And I think that's a really good example of low, kind of slow, manageable growing carpet.
Yeah.
Have you trimmed it at all, or?
Yeah, I mean it was slow to start. Now I trim it once a week, and it is actually growing pretty quick, but nowhere near as quick as Glosso would. I mean,
Glosso's a brilliant.
It only looks good for a couple of days every couple of weeks because you know it's either looking like it's been pruned or it's overgrown.
Do you remember that Amano scape in book 1 when it was like photographed at intervals?
Oh yeah, sort of power of nature.
And eventually just completely uncovered the whole. I'll see if I can get a screen grab of that because that is such a cool scape. Flame tetras, these are a different variety to the regular flames, aren't they?
They are, yeah. They were listed as salmon pink, so I know there are orange and diamond and quite a few sort of man-made
sort of high
varieties.
sort of selectively bred for their colour. And the substrate, you obviously got some sand here.
Yeah, so that is that's just a unipack, one of the unipack kind of
inert quartz.
Yeah.
And what substrate?
Substrate. We've got JBL volcanic mineral to build up a bit of height at the back, and then over the top of that we've got the JBL Pro Plant soil. Okay,
yeah, I've used that before. It's a good performer. I think it's double baked, so it retains its sort of integrity.
Yeah, to be fair, it is. Yeah, I actually planted the tank wet. I planted it full, and it didn't cloud up. It was good because I was able to then mature the substrate in the dark. So I ran the filter for 3 weeks with the lights off.
Wow.
I think the substrate ecology built up quite well.
Nice.
And then planted.
Oh, you got Java fern, yes. So you got a regular?
No, that's actually
compact, or?
That's a narrow, but it's growing with quite broad leaves.
Oh, that's interesting. And you've got the trident there as well. It's not a scape without Java fern, is it?
Well, yeah, I'd really wanted to use some. I've not really had tanks big enough to do so for a while. So.
Okay, well, let's talk about the elephant in the room then, or this. I mean, big. What is this, James? This is embarrassing.
Okay, it is. Yeah, it does detract slightly from the overall, particularly given that it's sitting against a backlit aquascape. But as I said, the boy's very, very active, very inquisitive. To have pipes running over the side of the tank with glassware attached, he's going to pull up. There's nothing I can do.
Safety.
It is, and also convenience. It does take you 2 minutes to clean.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to do what you have to do. So it's a Flea Value 2 turned on its side.
Yeah. I rinse the sponges in used tank water to keep them biological as well.
Yeah, and you've got what, Sechem Matrix?
Sechem Matrix, in the biological compartment.
But to be fair, I mean, the fish load is tiny.
Yeah.
The plants are going to be doing most of the biological filtration, so it's mainly for circulation purposes, really.
It is, and it does quite well. It's got several settings, so you've got 2 nozzles that you could decide between, or you can use a spray bar in the middle, which is what I've opted to do. And it's gently agitating most of the plants. So
it's doing the job, mate. Isn't it? I can't see any nuisance algae.
No, there's not a lot. Bit of green spot on the Anubius, but when isn't there?
Standard. Yeah. And so hardscape, you've got Unipatch in Marshall wood. Want to look at it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No moss.
No, I fancied not going for moss this time, mainly because I can't always keep it can't keep the trimming process clean. So I always lose the odd bit into the carpeting plants, and you end up pulling strands of it out. So I thought, I'd give myself a slightly easier maintenance regime.
I don't think it needs it. You've got enough colour and texture there without it. Moss is just tricky to maintain in the long term, isn't it? Yeah, it's beautiful, but...
Oh, it is, yeah. I mean, particularly in the smaller tanks, it can really add some kind of scale.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful scape, mate. It's one of your strongest, I would say.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah, really, really nice. Rocks, mini landscape rock?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
Syriu stone.
There might be a bit of the Ribuyu stone in there, I think.
Okay.
Maybe the bit at the back, but it texturally and colour-wise seem to match.
Yeah, it's great. Really nice. No trouble with blackbeard algae?
Not yet, no. I mean, the tank's probably about 8 weeks old now.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome.
So yeah, time will tell on that.
And just tropical plants?
Yeah, all tropical plants. Yeah, I generally always go with tropical plants.
Yeah, they are the best, aren't they? I would say.
Yeah.
And 1-2 grow or mixture of potted and 1-2 grow?
A mixture, yeah. So yeah, potted, mostly on this side, and a few plants on wood. The Java ferns came on wood, and the Anubias nana came on wood. And then I tied some extra Anubias petite to that. I wanted a kind of mixture of leaf size, but the Crenata was all 1-2 grow.
Yeah.
I'd certainly go for the tissue culture Hygrophila pinnatifida next time.
It's adapted already to its submerged form.
Yeah.
So it actually grows super quick because when you get it in immerged form, it's really different, isn't it? Massive leaves.
It's really large.
Really green.
It's bright green. It took about 4 weeks to turn red.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely one of the plants that I'd recommend is 1-2 grow. So CO2, you've got pressurised CO2 there.
Yeah, JBL kit, N602 with solenoid.
Yeah.
Comes on at about 8 o'clock in the morning, 2 bubbles a second roughly.
Yeah.
Lights on at 12.
So 4 hours build up time for the CO2, okay. And that's the Tropica 3-in-1 diffuser.
It is. I do love the convenience of that. So yeah, check valve, bubble counter, and also the replaceable ceramic disc.
Yeah.
So it gets blocked, you haven't got to soak in bleach, you unscrew the top,
yeah.
New disc goes in, and very fine bubble size, I think.
Yeah, they're probably my second favourite in tank diffuser.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like the Aquario Neo,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have the built-in check valve. I think it's just a bit more discreet.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. I figured though, next to that filter, like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't, it's fair enough. What's your plans? How long are you going to keep this going for?
I mean, I'd like to keep it going long enough for the trident to really kick in and get that kind of look where you've got the fronds hanging over.
Yeah.
Having just got that Frodo stone
yes.
from Scape Nature, I think I might have to rescape maybe 3-4 weeks from now.
Are you going to do a Magumi or
kind of semi-origami, yeah.
Strong rocks and then maybe some detail of the wood, maybe.
Yeah, I've got a kind of an image in mind. There's a panoramic photo I took when I was in the Lake District on holiday a few years back.
Okay.
And I think I might do something based loosely on that.
Awesome. So how long do you reckon you'll keep this running for then? A couple of months maybe?
Possibly. I mean, Easter holidays I think will be when certainly no longer than that. That's a good rescape opportunity.
So is this going to be featured in PFK? Did you do
I've done a full step-by-step on how to set this up.
So make sure you get PFK magazine and check out James's article. And does Josh like it?
He does, yeah. He's very much into his aquariums, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's your dad then, that's cool.
Yeah, he helped me set up. I did an article which should be in PFK soon on biotopes where we did like 6 kind of variations on the White Cloud Mountain Minnow theme.
Yeah.
And he actually helped, place quite a few of the rocks. And he was
in
there with a little paintbrush.
Got to get him started young, haven't you?
You have, yeah.
Yeah, Florence helps me out. She's been helping me out for years. She's a little bit more, because she's like nearly 14 now, she's a bit more self-conscious, but she's helped me out on workshops and it's really cool to get the youngsters involved.
Yeah, we need the next generation, don't we, of aquascapers.
Yeah. Let's talk about aquascaping in more sort of general terms. Where do you see the future of UK aquascaping in particular?
Okay, that's an interesting question. I think it's growing, really, isn't it? On a kind of a user level rather than a competitive level. I mean, we used to mark it by how many people were taking part in the IAPLC.
Yeah.
Not so many possibly doing that now.
No.
But certainly there seems to be more people practicing the hobby, which I think is an important thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And I don't think there's any sort of particular UK style. But yeah, there's definitely more activity, from what I can see, more Facebook groups dedicated to aquascaping. Not necessarily more super talented aquascapers compared to when we were sort of prolific in sort of 2009 to 2012, 13.
Yeah.
And most of those guys seem to have sort of dropped
given
up the hobby or for whatever reason. But there's some real talent coming through, Thang To, Piotr, a Polish chap, Rodo from Romania, I think he's Romanian.
Okay. I mean, Steve Rose is still into it.
Steve's a really good guy, and there's apologies to anyone I've missed. But it's great, yeah. And my big thing at the moment now is because my channel is mostly viewed by Americans. The US is my biggest audience. I think that's the biggest area for growth in aquascaping.
Oh, okay.
So I think actually at the moment the demand's almost exceeding the supply.
Oh, right. Okay.
So many people like in my comments and my YouTube are like, where can I buy this? Where can I get that? I'm obviously more focused on the UK because geographically that's where I live. Yeah. But in my kind of bigger mission is to promote aquascaping.
Yeah.
Sort of worldwide.
As far as possible.
Yeah, and the US is a huge gap there to fill. And what about your kind of aquascaping journey? How do you see it sort of progressing?
Obviously, I've been away from sort of high energy aquascaping for about 4 years or so. I now feel, now Josh is at school, I've got a bit more time to invest in it. I've got the biggest tank I've had in a number of years, which is obviously going to give me more creative opportunities. Yeah. But I'm certainly going to steer a bit more away from the kind of the diorama style that I kind of verged on before.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, diorama is basically copying a terrestrial scene and putting it underwater. So you see like the underwater forests and mountainscapes and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is like a sort of direction you're going to go more in, like classic nature.
Yeah, I think so. In the time that I didn't have high energy tanks, I was looking through the Takashi books a lot to get a kind of aquascaping fix. And I noticed kind of the extent to which he always kept things looking like aquatic habitats.
Yeah.
The fish never looked out of place, swimming against that backdrop. And that's something that I think is really important. I'm a fish keeper at heart, and I kind of maybe lost that a little bit at points with some of my aquascapes. Some of
them looked a bit silly, it looked like birds on a landscape. Yeah. Fish swimming in like a forest just looks a bit silly.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. It's not quite right, is it? So I think that idea of the fish complementing the scape is now going to be definitely a kind of influencing factor in my aquascapes.
Okay. So who would you say is your favourite modern day aquascaper right now? Is there any influences that you look at?
I mean, I'm really impressed with stuff that's coming out of Green Aqua. I think, Balash and Victor and the guys there. I mean, not just the creative kind of side of it with them, but the plant health. I mean, the guys can grow seriously healthy plants. So it's amazing. I mean, I'd love to get out and see some of those at some point.
So Green Aqua, I think they're amongst my favourite. I love Dave Chow's stuff.
Adam
Pascala.
Yeah, he's got a really interesting ethos, hasn't he? That he kind of follows that super sort of nature aquarium style where he lets the rocks dictate the creative options rather than having something in mind. I thought that's quite an interesting way of approaching it.
Okay, mate. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there. Thanks again for inviting me over.
Welcome.
Epic scape. I hope the guys at home have enjoyed our chat and enjoyed the scape. And is there any way people can check out your work? I guess they can look you up on the PFK website.
I mean, there's not so much going on the PFK website now, is there? I think since the online magazine came out. And the Aqueous Art Movement.
Let's talk about that.
That website's closed down now.
I didn't update. Okay. Let's chat about that. In fact, I'm going to go back to a couple of stories that the guys don't know about. So, James actually helped me scape a tank in a TV studio.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
What was that called?
That was Pet Nation.
That's right, yeah. Lisa Tarbuck and
Huey Morgan from the Fun Loving Criminals. Yeah. So, James and Dan Crawford from UCAPS helped. We all scaped this tank together, didn't we?
Yeah, it was an interesting one, wasn't it? Because we were preparing the plants in a menagerie of various pets, weren't we? There was a horse being painted on.
Yeah.
And some woman got attacked by her own parrot, which was
like a finger chopped off.
Slightly distressing.
Weird, yeah. We basically had aquascaping featured on this TV show. I mean, what else have we done? So the Aqueous Art Movement.
Yeah, that was good fun.
That was epic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So James founded the Aqueous Art Movement. There was James, myself, Graham Edwards and Dan Crawford.
Yes, yeah.
And
the four of us.
Yeah.
I think in the end Dan couldn't quite make it to the exhibition, but he sent some photos which we displayed as well.
Yeah. And we basically had aquascaping pictures in London, like a high-end London art gallery.
Yeah.
Which was epic.
It was something we discussed just as kind of a pipe dream at Hayden Island, wasn't it? At the Festival of Fish Keeping. The idea of having, just aquascapes against clean white walls, all backlit, and in that environment with other kind of more conventional artwork in place.
No, I was so, and we never really developed it, but I think there's room to do it again. It's
I
just
think
having
there
the
was. I
time.
mean, we had some interest from some reasonably influential art critics, but none of them could quite make it. We had some there, didn't we? And we did get some national press coverage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the ones we really wanted couldn't make it. Asked if we could keep the exhibition open, but we'd hired them. It was expensive to hire a place.
Okay, mate. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks again, mate.
Yeah,
really
no worries at all. Brilliant.
Appreciate having me. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the content, you know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't already, and keep on scaping. Cheerio. Cheers, mate. Awesome.